Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Legal Gym Podcast. My name is Jim Hart. I'm your host here again today. And today I'm going to be talking with you about how to scale your service business. All right, before we get into the content today, I do want to share with you that this is exciting for me to get back into the podcasting arena. It's been a long time. I used to have a podcast 5 or 6 years ago. Actually, I think it was actually longer than that. I think it was back in like 2013 or something. And I really enjoyed this medium, and this is a great way to teach people and let them learn more about me personally and who I am and what I do and all those type of things. And so I'm really excited to be back here. This is the 5th episode of the Legal Gym Podcast. And like I said, today I'm going to talk to you about how to scale and grow your service-based business. And when I'm talking about a service-based business, what I'm really talking about are coaches, consultants, professionals of some sort, people that do one-to-one work with people. Maybe you're a yoga instructor or a web designer or a graphics designer or something like that. Anyone who does a freelancer of some sort, anyone who does one-to-one type of service work, you would be considered a service-based business. And what most people that do this type of work really struggle with, especially when they're looking to scale their business, is they think there's really only 2 options to scale their business, and that is to charge more money and to go out and get more clients. But there's problems with both of those. When you charge more money, you've got clients that have more expectations on you, and more expectations means more demands on your time. Typically, it means you have clients who are going to want you to respond to every message they send you, immediately. You have people who are going to want 1 million drafts of a document that you might be working on. They just have very high demands for your time, especially when they're paying you a lot of money, and it's a one-to-one relationship between you and them. And conversely, if maybe your business is kind of stagnant right now and you need an infusion of more clients, well, that's just going to cause you more work. And not that that's a bad thing, but if you are a service professional who is looking to really scale your business so that you can earn more and work less, well, more clients isn't necessarily going to give you that outcome. What this really causes, both of these things cause, is it causes you to get burned out, right? So today what I want to do is share with you what I have found to be the best way to scale your business without actually burning yourself out. And, I've learned this kind of by fire over the years, because when I first started practicing law back in 2004, 2005, I had my own law firm, and I learned all this on my own by reading a lot of books, by listening to a lot of, at the time, they didn't really have podcasts, but they did have audio recordings that you could listen to online that were similar to podcasts. I learned from other attorneys and what they were doing and different things like that. And so what I really found is that there's really a multi-step process it takes to really scale your business. And it all starts with time management. Everything that we do goes back to time management. You have to look at how you're spending your time, what you're doing on your day-to-day, and what are things that you should be doing and what are things that you shouldn't be doing. And so whenever I'm looking at how I'm doing my business, every couple months, I will do a time audit and say, well, should I really be doing this? This is not something that is going to be the best, highest use of my time. I need to give this to somebody else to do, or we need to find a way to automate this process or procedure, or maybe this is something that we shouldn't be doing at all anyway, so we just need to eliminate it completely. So you're looking to either automate, delegate, or eliminate the various tasks that you're doing in your business so that you're focusing only on the highest net worth tasks to your business, those CEO level tasks that you need to be doing to really move your business forward. That's the first thing that you really need to be looking at, is that time audit, figuring out what you need to do, and then figuring out ways to automate the things that you shouldn't be doing in various ways. Once you have done that, the next step of the process is you really need to analyze and review your current business model and your current structure. And you need to determine what it is. And I'll actually say this is probably something you need to do before you even do a time audit. You need to figure out what it is that you're offering to your clients or customers. What is your main offer going to be? A lot of people focus on way too many things in their business, and it makes it really hard for them to implement anything because they're focusing on so many different aspects of their business. They've got so many different balls in the air that it makes it really hard for them to just focus. One of the first things you need to do in your business, besides the time audit, is you really need to get clear on what it is, who your customer is, what it is that you're going to be offering them as a product or service, and what the pain points are for the customer, because you need to make sure all three of those elements are present in your business. If one of those things is missing, then you're not going to have a long-term viable business model. And so you really need to focus on what it is you're doing. How are you helping your clients or customers on a day-to-day basis? And this is going to dovetail nicely into your brand. What is your brand going to be? Especially when you're doing an online business, you need to be crystal clear on what your brand is. This is something that I will be completely honest, I am very much struggling with right now in my business. And the reason why I'm struggling with it is because I actually have several businesses that I'm running under one umbrella company. I have my law firm that handles trademark work and general counsel services and contracts and LLCs and things of that sort. I have my one-stop legal shop, which sells legal templates online. And then I have this coaching practice that I'm starting to develop and build that teaches entrepreneurs how to legally protect their business, but also teaches entrepreneurs the things they need to do to build and grow and scale their business. And this is where I'm really having a hard time with my own personal brand right now, trying to figure out how I fit into the market in this business. I've identified as a lawyer for so long that trying to rebrand as someone other than a lawyer, even if it's just for this one particular business model that I'm running, is incredibly difficult. All right, since I'm talking about this brand new coaching model, I thought this would be a great opportunity to jump in and let you know that this week, when we launch this podcast, we're going to be running a Better Than Black Friday special. What that means is we're actually going to be offering a huge 60% discount off of our annual plan for OB Foundation's Mastermind Group Coaching Program. So if you'd like to join us in that program, you can go to obfoundations.com. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in the program. Now we'll go back to the show. So that's the second thing you really need to do, is you need to analyze and review your current business model, your current business structure, and what you're actually doing and who you're actually serving with your business. And once you've done that, so once you've evaluated, where's your time best spent in your business and what your main core offer is going to be, then you need to actually move forward with the process of developing and launching that core offer. And this is where it gets really fun. And this is where business really happens, because what happens once you launch your core offer is you start to figure out what's working and what's not working. And when you launch your core offer, you need to start figuring out what the KPIs are in your business. Now, a lot of people have a lot of different models for how they're going to launch that core offer. Some people use ads. Some people use social media. Some people use a webinar format. Some people do application formats. Some people have an online e-commerce store, the way we talked about. But we're talking really primarily for service-based business. So in all likelihood, you're going to have a website and you're going to put your information out there through a website. Maybe you're going to be blogging about your core offer. Maybe you're going to be talking on social media about your core offer. Maybe you have a YouTube channel about your core offer. And when I say your core offer, I don't necessarily mean that you're selling in all of these different in all your posts and videos or podcasts or whatever it is you're doing, but you are developing awareness for you and your brand and your offer and what you're actually doing. And so this is where it gets really fun, because you can start to see with these KPIs, which stands for key performance indicators, what's working, what's not, where clients are coming from, how many clients are converting, what the long-term value of a client is going to be. And then this is where you can start to make tweaks. And this is where business really happens, right? This is where people, the successful businesses, will look at what's going on in their business and they'll say they want to do more of what's working and do less of what's not working. And if they have to change and they have to pivot and they have to make a different move because something isn't working quite right, then that's what they do. And that's how businesses become really successful, because then this leads into the last way that we really are going to grow and build and scale your business, and that is to actually scale your business. So once you have an offer that's working, that's converting at a profitable rate, where maybe you can buy ads where people come into your funnel and then they convert and become clients and you're making money from that. Now is the point where you start to scale that. And you scale that by creating systems. If you haven't already been doing that along the way, which you should have been doing along the way, you can create systems. You can hire staff that can help you to implement your program, and you really can start to grow from there. And this is where you kind of pour fuel on the fire, right? And just make it bigger. You take what's already working in your business and you do more of that, and you serve more customers. Maybe you do talk about raising your prices. And what you're doing here is as opposed to serving clients on a one-to-one basis. At this point, you in all likelihood are going to be serving clients on a one-to-many basis through group programs. It's funny, my wife and I, we were talking to somebody who we were looking to hire for a service recently, and we wanted to hire this person one-to-one, but they weren't doing a one-to-one program anymore. They were doing a group program. And my wife and I were a little discouraged because we really liked this person. We wanted to work with her one-on-one for what we needed, and that was not the way they were offering it. And so there's so many people that are moving from one-to-one services to one-to-many group coaching or group offerings or things of that sort, or productizing their business in a way that they can sell it to many people through either a course or templates or different things like that. There's another good example of this is there was a web designer that I reached out to earlier this year to hire, and I really wanted to hire her. She'd done a website for somebody else I knew. Well, little did I know that person who referred me to her, he was one of the last clients that she had actually worked with, because now all she was doing was selling website templates. And I didn't want a website template. I wanted a web designer to come in and actually do all the work for me. And she was no longer doing that. And that's fine. And that works. It's scalable for her. It works for her business model. It didn't personally work for me, but it is going to work for a lot of entrepreneurs who need that help with a web designer, but they don't have the know-how to properly design a template. They can use her templates, plug it in, and change the information so that it works for them and their business. So you might be thinking to yourself at this point, this all sounds great, but where do I even start with all this? How do I get started with the process of systematizing and growing and scaling my service-based business? Where do I start? What do I do? And I know that many of you that follow me know I have been teaching the legal stuff for a long time, but building and growing my service-based business, my law practice, has been something that I've really enjoyed doing over the years and something I've been able to do quite successfully. So if you are an entrepreneur who is looking to build and grow and scale and legally protect your online business, a great way to do that is through our OB Foundation's membership community. And what you're going to get through that membership community is you're going to get trainings, you're going to get monthly coaching calls, you're going to get support from a community of other like-minded entrepreneurs who can help you, who are in the same place as you. And this week is a great time to join through our Better Than Black Friday sale, where you can get 60% off an annual membership in the program. So go to obfoundations.com and you can check out all the details. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in the program and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.